Welcome back to Yusof Reacts, film enthusiasts. Today, we dive into the epic world of Middle-earth with The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Released in 2002, this second installment of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, directed by Peter Jackson, continues the journey of Frodo, Aragorn, and the Fellowship. Let's explore the magic, the battles, and the unforgettable moments of this cinematic masterpiece. Picking up where the Fellowship of the Ring left off, The Two Towers follows the divided Fellowship. Frodo and Sam inch closer to Mordor with the help of the enigmatic Gollum. Meanwhile, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli pursue Merry and Pippin's captors, leading to the incredible Battle of Helm's Deep. Let's talk about character development. Frodo's burden grows heavier, and Elijah Wood masterfully portrays his inner turmoil. Sam, played by Sean Astin, embodies loyalty and courage. Gollum, brought to life by Andy Serkis' groundbreaking performance capture, is a tragic and complex character. The visual effects in The Two Towers were revolutionary. Weta Digital's work on Gollum set new standards for CGI characters. And the battle scenes, particularly Helm's Deep, are a testament to the meticulous craftsmanship of the crew. Howard Shore's score is another highlight. The music elevates every scene, from the haunting melodies associated with Gollum to the rousing themes of Rowan. Shore's composition is integral to the film's emotional impact. Critically acclaimed and beloved by audiences, The Two Towers garnered numerous awards and solidified its place in cinematic history. Its success lies in its ability to blend intense action with deep emotional arcs. Who can forget lines like "Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys," or the stirring speech by Sam about hope and perseverance? These moments have become iconic, resonating with fans across generations. The Fellowship has been broken. Boromir is dead. Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee have gone to Mordor alone to destroy the One Ring. Merry and Pippin have been captured by the Uruk-hai, and Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli have made friends of the Rowan, a race of humans that are in the path of the upcoming war, led by its aging king, Thodin. The two towers between Mordor and Isengard, Barad-dûr and Orthanc, have united in their lust for destruction. The corrupt wizard Saruman, under the power of the Dark Lord Sauron, and his slimy assistant, Grima Wormtongue, have created a grand Uruk-hai army bent on the destruction of man and Middle-earth. The rebellion against Sauron is building up and will be led by Gandalf the White, who was thought to be dead after the Balrog captured him. One of the ring's original bearers, the creature Gollum, has tracked Frodo and Sam down in search of his precious, but is captured by the hobbits and used as a way to lead them to doom. The War of the Ring has now begun. The film begins with a flashback set to the first film, with Gandalf and McKellen battling the Balrog on the bridge of Khazad-dûm. But this time continues from Gandalf's perspective, with the scene continuing to follow both as they hurtle down below, fighting while in free fall. Frodo Elijah Wood awakens from his dream and continues his journey with his trusted and loyal friend, Sam Sean Astin. They are then attacked by the ring-possessed Gollum Andy Serkis, wishing to retrieve his precious from the ones he thinks stole it from him. The hobbits subdue and bind him with Sam's elven rope given to him by the elven elder Galadriel Cate Blanchett in Lorien. Sam distrusts Gollum and wishes to abandon him, but Frodo understands the burden of the creature and takes pity on him. Realizing they are lost in the Emyn Muil and in need of a guide, Frodo persuades Gollum to lead them to the Black Gate of Mordor. In Rowan, the pack of Uruk-hai run across the grassy landscape with their captives Merry Dominic Monaghan and Pippin Billy Boyd. Aragorn Viggo Mortensen, Legolas Orlando Bloom and Gimli John Rhys Davies are in pursuit. Following 3 days of running, Legolas surmises the hobbits are being taken to Isengard, where Saruman Christopher Lee is marshalling his Uruk-hai forces to do the bidding of Sauron. In the Kingdom of Rowan, Helm of the Horse Lords, King Theoden Bernard Hill, is mentally and physically weak due to the enchantments of his steward, Grima Wormtongue Brad Dourif, who is secretly in the service of Saruman. ORCs and wild men of Dunland incited by Saruman freely roam the land and kill the people, including the king's only son Theodred. Theoden's nephew Eomer Carl Urban interrogates Grima, angrily realizing he has lustful eyes for Eomer's sister Elin Miranda Otto and that he is now an agent of Saruman. Grima banishes Eomer for undermining his authority, and Eomer sets forth to gather the remaining loyal men of the Rohirrim throughout the land. Frodo and Sam traverse the Dead Marshes, passing the undead fallen warriors of the Second Age who haunt the marshes, and evading a newly seated ringwraith on his flying fell beast. Later they reach the Black Gate, finding it to be heavily guarded. They observe a contingent of Easterlings from Rhûn arrive to reinforce the garrison, only to have Gollum reveal to them a less risky path. Sam remains distrustful, but Frodo gives him the benefit of the doubt. Meanwhile, Eomer and his Rohirrim ambush and kill all of the ORCs and Uruk-hai, holding the two hobbits captive at nightfall. During the battle, Merry and Pippin narrowly escape their captors by fleeing into the trees, where they are aided by Treebird, the oldest of the Ents. Eomer later encounters Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli, and in turn tells Aragorn there were no survivors of the ORC Uruk-hai slaughter. Upon arriving at the battle site, Aragorn uses his tracking skills and finds hobbit tracks that lead into nearby Fangorn Forest. The three discover a wizard who is ultimately Gandalf Reborn, now known as Gandalf the White. The quartet proceed to travel to Edoras, where they exorcise Saruman's hold on King Theoden and banish Wormtongue. Theoden is confronted with his dead son and, rather than risk open war, decides to flee to a large fortress called Helm's Deep, which in times of trouble has saved the people of Rohan. Gandalf leaves to find Eomer and his Rohirrim, promising to return within 5 days. As a strong attraction draws Eowyn to Aragorn during the journey to Helm's Deep, Wormtongue flees to Orthanc and tells Saruman of Rohan breaking from their grip. Saruman then decides to destroy Rohan. In Ithilien, Gollum battles his split personality in an attempt to befriend Frodo and Sam and ultimately banishes his evil half. The two hobbits are witness to an ambush of Southrons but are taken captive by soldiers of Gondor. Meanwhile, along the journey to Helm's Deep, the travelers are attacked by Saruman's wargs and their ORC riders. During the battle, Aragorn is dragged by a warg and falls off a cliff into a raging river. As the grief-stricken survivors reluctantly move on to Helm's Deep. In Rivendell, Elrond Hugo Weaving knows that the Age of Elves is ending and convinces Arwen Liv-Tyler that it is hopeless to stay and should leave for the Grey Havens. Elrond shows her a prophetic vision: if she waits for Aragorn, even if he succeeds in destroying Sauron and becomes king of Gondor, he will still succumb to mortality. Arwen will suffer grievously once he is dead, and she is left to wither away. She reluctantly agrees to leave. Elsewhere, Frodo and Sam are taken to Henneth Anun and brought before Faramir David Wenham, the younger brother of Boromir. Gollum eluded capture and, in order to save his life, is lured into a trap unknowingly by Frodo. Faramir learns of the One Ring and, seeking to prove his worth to his father, decides the ring shall go to Gondor. In Rohan, Aragorn washes up on the river's edge and is nudged back to consciousness by his horse, Brego. Battered but undaunted, he rides to Helm's Deep, passing Saruman's army of Uruk-hai, which numbers at least 10,000 strong. His arrival is met with relief but is short-lived, with the news of only 300 men in the stronghold. In the midst of despair, a battalion of elves from Lorien, led by the elf Halder Craig Parker, arrives to assist in the ensuing battle. At Fangorn Forest, Merry, Pippin, Treebird and other Ents hold a council to decide on the roles of the Ents in the war with Saruman. In the pouring rain, the Battle of Helm's Deep begins with a flurry of arrows from both human and elven archers cutting down dozens of Uruk-hai. Scaling ladders are placed upon the deeping wall, and the Uruks swarm up to engage the defenders. The defenses are slowly being breached and the enemy manages to destroy the wall through its sewer drain, using a rudimentary explosive device created by Saruman. Despite Aragorn and Gimli's best efforts, the Uruk-hai manage to penetrate the main door and soon the stronghold is overrun. In the midst of battle, Halder is slain, and the few remaining elves fall back into the keep. In the Hornburg, however, the Urics have also scaled the walls and have breached the gate, forcing the defenders to retreat into the keep. In Fangorn, Treebird and the other Ents have decided to not have any involvement in the war. Frustrated, Pippin cleverly takes him to the section of Fangorn forest Saruman has decimated near Isengard. Treebird is filled with rage at Saruman's betrayal and commands all other Ents to seek vengeance. The Ents gather and embark upon the last march of the Ents. Meanwhile, as the keep is now under attack and realizing Gandalf's words before he departed, Aragorn and the rest make one last gallant ride on horseback to attack the Uric High Army, in a desperate bid to allow the Rohirrim's women and children to escape. As the riders are surrounded and all seems lost, Gandalf, Ymir, and 2,000 riders of the Rohirrim arrive to push back the Uric High into the just-arrived forest of Huorns outside of Helm's Deep. Elsewhere, the Ents also attack Isengard, tossing stones and rocks while collapsing a dam to flood its surroundings. At the ruins of Osgiliath, Faramir and the hobbits are confronted by a ringwraith and its fell beast. With the help of Sam, Frodo narrowly escapes the ringwraith's efforts to capture him. Sam narrates how the story must go on and how they should keep pressing forward as Faramir decides to free them to finish their quest. Gandalf and the others now know a full war is inevitable as Sauron will surely seek retribution for the defeat of Saruman. And hope rests with Frodo and Sam, who have resumed their journey to Mordor with Gollum, accompanying them once again and having felt betrayed after his subsequent mistreatment by Faramir's men. Gollum's darker nature returns and decides to reclaim the ring by leading Frodo and Sam to her. From the beginning to the very end, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is interesting and enjoyable. The books and the movies alike grasp one's attention as if they were real. You, the reader or viewer, can sense the pain of the characters, their emotions. The trilogy is truly powerful on screen. The second movie, however, I believe has something the first and third are missing. It feels like a bridge connecting to great islands. There is something unique about it that cannot easily be described. Metaphorically, the first movie is, say, a soldier. In conclusion, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers is more than just a middle chapter. It's a thrilling and emotional journey that expands the rich tapestry of Tolkien's world. Whether you're a longtime fan or a newcomer, this film is a must-watch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more movie insights. Comment below with your favorite moments from The Two Towers. Until next time, keep exploring the magic of movies.